Well guys, Quantum TV is at it again. He just can't let this whole drama thing go. See, about 16 hours ago, as I record this and write the script and stuff, Quantum TV released a video stating that Actman is very wrong about copyright abuse. So let's watch it and see what piss dribbles out of his mouth this time.
So, because the act boy is too stupid, and yes, I said boy, not a man, because this is boy behavior, is too stupid to understand what he's looking at.
Okay, so first thing is, Quantum is saying that Actman is stupid for acting like a child, which, when coming from Quantum TV's mouth, is very fucking ironic, considering this all happened because Quantum acted like a child when it came to reviewing Elden Ring and abusing copyright on YouTube. So if someone out there would be so kind as to remind me exactly who the boy is again? Quantum, you're a grown-ass man who called another grown-ass man's mother to tell him to leave you alone like you're a little kid who just got hit on the playground. If anyone's a boy here, Quantum, it's you. Oh, and sick burn, by the way, I'm sure Actman was very hurt by you calling him a boy, you fucking clown.
I'm a copyright abuser by his logic. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, this title that we're under, this is copyright abuse. This is what 49 minutes in your video you're bitching about. And you even put an arrow to the link to the video. Let me explain the form you're looking at, since, I mean, it's amazing that the master of copyright, judge, jury, and executioner, someone bold enough to say I'm a copyright abuser, doesn't know what an off-platform copyright takedown request form looks like. Okay, so my video is not from YouTube. It is on my hard drive because I deleted the video off of my channel.
Well, Quantum, firstly, you are a copyright abuser because you filed DMCA against videos that used your videos in such a way that they blatantly fall under fair use. Furthermore, YouTube actually states in their TOS that they don't deal with off-platform copyrights. Another thing to consider is that you are utterly delusional if you think that once your video goes on YouTube, you retain all of the copyrights. You don't. YouTube also gains a portion of control over your video. It's why they can terminate videos or even entire channels that violate TOS. Maybe you should research the law before you start accusing others of not knowing the law, Quantum. Just saying.
The title of the video is Elden Ring. That is what was filed with copyright.gov. There is no link to the video because it no longer exists on YouTube, because I deleted it. So where it appears in your content, those timestamps show up because it's still on the platform on your channel. However, where it appears in my source is not on YouTube, therefore there can be no timestamp. I don't have it up on a website anywhere, so there is no timestamp. It's on a hard drive.
Oh, you are so right, Quantum. It does still show up on the platform, on Actman's video, because it was used in a way that, say it with me now, falls under fair use. And yet you still tried to take it down. You should have been banned for that alone. But since your video isn't on YouTube anymore, nor is it available anywhere else, as you said, you can't claim copyright on it if you don't provide evidence that the video belongs to you. Whenever you submit a claim about, to, or over anything, the burden of proof falls on you, Quantum. You ever hear of Hitchens' razor? It states that that which is asserted without evidence can be dismissed without evidence. It's why YouTube sided with Actman instead of you. That and, well, they know what fair use is.
Now then, since that's the case, how then are you arriving at this is copyright abuse? And then running with you're committing the penalty of perjury thing because you don't understand that YouTube gives multiple options for creators to remove content? This is the problem when you've never filed copyright and you don't understand all the ways you can claim content.
Trust me when I say that everyone who deals with gaming content on YouTube understands that there are many ways to get content removed from YouTube, Quantum. Not long ago, Nintendo was running around and slapping ads on things that were blatantly fair use, but eventually they backed off. What you were doing not long after everyone was calling you out for your shitty Elden Ring take is similar, but it's way worse. What content creators like Mischief and Actman did falls squarely under fair use, and yet you still tried to take them down. And considering that false copyright strikes fuck with people's channels in a number of ways, you ought to think about what you would be saying and doing if the situations were reversed, Quantum. Just saying.
I don't profess to be a genius of copyright law, but I understand the basics of my rights as a creator, and you don't. And that's kind of scary given you do have an audience. You maybe should at least try to copyright one of your videos to understand how it works. Usually, if you don't pay $800, you're not going to get your copyright registration number expedited. I didn't do that because I'm not in litigation and all that crap, so I just let them take their time.
Quantum, are you really so brain dead that you think that everyone just has $800+ to throw towards a copyright registration with the government? We don't. And we don't need to, we don't have to, because most of us make these videos for fun. Why are you copyrighting your video anyway? It isn't going to do anything because YouTube's TOS states, in plain English, that whenever a video is posted to their platform, it then belongs to them. Basically, I found something on Trademark Doctor that explains it very well. It states that you grant YouTube and other creators the right to use, reproduce, distribute, prepare derivative works of, display, and perform the content in connection with the service, even if you register the copyright with the government. Tough titties, Quantum. Maybe one day you'll get off your ass and learn copyright law, but I doubt it. He also goes on to state that the only reason your video is still up is because I don't have the copyright registration number. Bitch, even if you did have the copyright number, guess what? That doesn't mean that what these other YouTubers did falls outside of fair use. Quite the contrary. Learn what fair use is. Cuntum TV.
You're welcome. I mean, if you only knew how things really worked in the real world, kid. This whole like dogpiling on a smaller creator thing, using fake information to try to terminate them doesn't work when they can provide proof that you are wrong.
Trust me when I say, Quantum, that Actman understands how things work in the real world far better than you do, little boy. Because Actman actually provided proof that backs up every single thing he said in that video. Where is yours, Quantum? You say all this shit about how you were hacked. There is no evidence. You say that these people don't know what they're talking about, so where is your counter evidence? Remember, burden of proof falls on you in this case, Quantum. Also, it's Hitchens razor as well. Learn what these terms mean, Quantum.
Let this be an example of just one of the ways in this hour-long video, damn near, that you are wrong. You literally went on this tirade, this tantrum, calling YouTube all but lazy, incompetent fools because you didn't get your termination request of another creator. This is ridiculous considering 90% of everything in your video is malicious as shit. The other half is just incompetent. Just your pure incompetence. I mean, you literally have manufactured Reddit posts from ROLED Gaming. I'm sure they're laughing it up right now that you're even using that. You've got false information coming out of fucking Ninjician and Keep It Trashy Tech.
Okay, sorry to cut him off there, but remember how back at the start he called Actman Act Boy because he acted with a boyish behavior? Well, this right here proves Quantum is a hypocrite because name-calling is just such a mature thing to do, isn't it?
Literally laughing it up right now, I'm sure, as this video continues to make its rounds, as they went on Review Tech USA to try to slander my settings, because they're threatened by the amount of people that actually love what I do and are moved by how everything feels like they're watching a brand new TV again when they watch my settings. You're upset by that.
So these people love being scammed for TV settings that look literally like shit? Do these people love watching you file false DMCA takedowns on YouTube videos that fall under fair use? I seriously doubt it, but when I look at the comments being said in this video of yours, Quantum, I guess they really are idiots, but here's the thing. If you look at your videos, literally all of them, you'll quickly see that the like to dislike ratio tells us a very different story than what you and your commenters are telling us. In fact, I'll put Actman and Quantum's videos up with the likes and dislikes both shown, and that alone should tell you who is in the right here. Take a good long look, because that should tell you who is in the right, and surprise, surprise, it's Actman, not you, Quantum. Take the L and let this go. No, Quantum, if anyone is upset by this, it's you.
And you're trying so hard to get me taken down, but this is why it failed. Because that desperation is not lost on a normal person that could see you frothing at the mouth. You're craving for it. You hunger for it. And that's why you failed, because you overlooked the basics. And you don't understand the basics of copyright forms and copyright abuse. That's why it's a fair and valid request for review. I shouldn't have even had to explain this to you. You should have already known that.
Quantum, the only one here who doesn't understand the basics of anything related to copyright is you! And the fact that you have the elephant-sized testicles to make this video, upload it to YouTube, and play the victim card like you've been doing ever since this whole thing kicked off is unsurprising, to put it mildly. You're a copyright-abusing cunt. Now get the fuck off of YouTube so we can go back to creating normal content.
If they couldn't convince you after doing their research that you're wrong and their servers had more information on me than you did with your so-called Wayback Machine, then I don't know what to tell you, because they looked into everything you, Stephen King, compiled, to every call of action that you had all your boys gang up on me with and send to YouTube, and it turned up that I didn't do anything, and that answer wasn't good enough for you, and so now you're, of course, copping out, and you're saying it's a dark day at YouTube, and you're crapping all over them because they didn't terminate me like you wanted. You thought you had more power than you did.
Quantum, baby, all the evidence points towards you ban evading, which goes against YouTube TOS. You shouldn't even be on the platform at all. And the fact that you are means that we can welcome back content creators like Leafy is here and everyone else Actman mentioned, because YouTube is supposed to apply these measures to everyone equally, and that includes you, little boy. Quantum, if you were truly in the right, then you would provide evidence to back up the claims you've made in this video and others of your innocence and that you were hacked, but you haven't, and since the burden of proof falls on your head and at your feet, then you are guilty. Honestly, the only reason I think you're still on the platform is because of Susan being an SJW. I'd say more, but I don't want my channel to get deleted the way Leafy's was.
Accept your loss and move on. This is unhealthy at this point, and frankly, I think it speaks to a positive message that larger creators can't just terminate a smaller creator because they don't like them and they have a disagreement with them over hot takes of a video game where it led to a DMCA claim that was fair because they don't understand the form. And so now you're going to call me a copyright abuser, and then now you're going to try to call me out of my name in every other context you could think of. And at the end of the day, you're still wrong. YouTube still put it in writing that you're wrong, and it's time to let it go.
Quantum, if you want everyone to let this go, then you need to get off of YouTube. The day you leave is the day when we'll let this go. This all started because of you abusing DMCA, so it's you that is the problem. Any questions? By the way, you still haven't provided evidence, that proof that you're innocent of the charges trumped up against you. So where is it? Burden of proof, Quantum. It falls on you.
Like I said, though, if they couldn't convince you, there's no way I can. But it doesn't get any more definitive than them telling you you're wrong.
YouTube never said Actman was wrong. It's that they don't investigate anything if it isn't a current issue. In other words, YouTube isn't bothering to investigate this case, meaning that you're getting off scot-free simply because YouTube is too lazy to do their fucking job. Either that or Mama Susan won't let them do it. Good God, I wish they'd fire that woman. Ever since Susan became CEO of YouTube, the platform has just gone straight downhill, just no exceptions. Anyways, after this last part, he's basically gloating, saying, Mr. Act Attorney wins every case. You didn't win this one. Actually, he did. Act Attorney provided all the evidence that is needed to ban you from YouTube, Quantum. Just because you're still here right now doesn't mean that you'll always be so lucky. Then again, DSP should have been banned from YouTube ages ago, and yet he's still there, but we'll just have to wait and see with this one. Anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go. Have a good one.